Let's talk about the future. Your future. Not in some vague, far-off way, but as a real, tangible chunk of time. We're going to walk through a framework for the next big chapter of your life, all inspired by the incredible journey of Judy Wang. This quote from the thinker Kevin Kelly really gets you thinking, right? Every 10,000 days, the world we live in just shifts. Technology, culture, the opportunities out there, it all changes. But it's not just the world that's changing. So what's the deal with this number? 10,000 days. It sounds like a ton of time, but what does it actually mean for you and me? Let's break it down. Okay, so 10,000 days works out to about 27 years. Think about that for a second. That's long enough to go from being a student to a leader in your field, from a total beginner to a master. So the real question is, who are you going to be in your next 10,000 days? Let's dive into 4 lessons to get you ready for that journey. First up, and this one is the absolute bedrock for everything else, you have to learn how to learn. And no, I'm not talking about cramming for exams. This is about building a mindset where you're always growing. So let's look at Judy's story. She started out in a super traditional field, accounting. A world filled with structure, logic, and a whole lot of rules. A place with right answers and wrong answers. But she realized pretty fast that just checking boxes wasn't for her. And you can see the difference right here. It was a massive mindset shift. Going from auditing to consulting meant she went from reacting to things to creating things. Instead of just finding mistakes in a system someone else built, she had to start designing brand new solutions, finding answers that didn't even exist yet. That's a huge leap. So that's what true learning is all about. It's not about what you can memorize. It's about how you think, adapt, and grow. When Judy was leading a team with people from 22 different countries, it wasn't about having perfect English. It was about her ability to listen, to work together, and to grow with them. And this brings us to a really crucial takeaway for this lesson. Just forget about perfection. Seriously, it's not real. The goal is just to get better. Every single time you try something new, every conversation you have, you get a little bit better. And that is the engine that's going to power you through your next 10,000 days. Okay, lesson 2. This is where things get really interesting. It's about taking all those things you're passionate about, those hobbies, and realizing they aren't just for weekends. They're actually the building blocks of what makes you uniquely you. Just look at how all these different threads weave together for Judy. Accounting gave her that foundation in logic. Sports, things like triathlons, that built her energy and persistence. Toastmasters helped her find her voice and build confidence. And then her interest in AI and technology pulled it all together with a sense of purpose. See? Separately, they're just interests, but together, they become a superpower. I love this idea because it's so true. The things you love doing aren't a distraction from your real work. They're actually a compass. They point you toward the right people, the right ideas, and the right opportunities that are going to shape your entire path. Following your interests might just be the most strategic career move you can make. All right, on to lesson number 3. We've got learning, we've got passion, but what's the missing piece? Experience. None of this matters if it all just stays in your head. This is all about the power of getting out there in the real world. There's this old proverb that has never ever been more true than it is today. You can read every book on a topic, watch every documentary, but nothing, absolutely nothing replaces the understanding you get from actually being there. And this is especially important right now. Why? Because as AI gets better and better at handling data and repetitive tasks, what's left for us? Our uniquely human skills. Empathy, creativity, the perspective you only get from lived experience, that's your edge. That's the one thing that can't be automated. Think of it like this. AI and technology are amazing tools. They can be your coach, right? Giving you all the data, all the strategy, all the information you could ever need. But here's the thing. The coach doesn't play the game. You do. Only you can take all that knowledge and actually do something with it. Only you can step out onto the court and take the shot. That's your power. So the challenge for you is this. As you go out and see the world, don't just take pictures. Be an observer. Keep asking yourself this one simple question. With everything I know and everything I'm seeing, what can I contribute here? And that brings us to our final lesson. And honestly, this one might be the most practical one of all. This is about taking a feeling we all know, frustration, and turning it into a powerful engine for change. And this quote from Judy's own daughters, it's just perfect, right? We all complain. It's a totally normal human reaction when things aren't the way we think they should be. The real question is, what do you do next? This is all about a simple, powerful reframe. A complaint isn't just negativity, it's a signal that something could be better. In business, it's a chance to improve a product. And in your own life, that feeling of frustration, that's pure, untapped energy, just waiting to be used.
Because look, at the end of the day, you can't always change other people or the world overnight, but you can always change yourself. You can change how you see things, how you react, what you decide to do about it. And that's where all real change starts. So there you have it, 4 powerful lessons. Now let's just pull it all together and think about what this means for your journey, for your next 10,000 days.
Here's your toolkit. It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Remember, practice makes better, not perfect. Let your passions be your guide. Get out there in the world and see things for yourself. And when you get frustrated, use that energy to build something new.
And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. This whole thing isn't about planning for some far-off, distant future. The clock's already ticking. The choices you make today, the curiosity you follow right now, that's it. It's already started. Your next 10,000 days begin today. Go make them count.